Gonna do the Shadow Man. Still a little bit loud. Yeah, it'll be fun.
For many thousands of years, the Shadow Men have protected the world of the living against threats crossing over from the spiritual plane known as Deadside, the place where everyone goes without exception when they die. Michael Leroy is the current heir to the mysteries of this ancient lineage, bearer of the Mask of Shadows. When darkness falls, he becomes the walker between the worlds, immortal voodoo warrior, taker of souls, Lord of Deadside, the Shadow Man.
It's kind of weird that the immortal warrior of Deadside has a fucking Glock.
Well,
That weapon's not very ancient. Alright, let's go. Audio settings.
Good, good. Whoops. Yes.
Yeah, that's better. What's being turned down? Oh, okay. Okay. Why's the music so fucking loud? Alright, I'll do 30, that'll be fine. Alright, so this is Shadow Man. As you can see from the title. So they did this little remake of this game that came out in 98, 99 for the Nintendo 64, PS1, and PC. Oh, and Dreamcast. And every version is different for some reason. Ooh, what are these? What are these? Iguana. Oh yeah, that's the developer. They made this back then. I don't know what the hell this is. He's running.
damn.
Oh, big stomp. Oh,
Ate him.
big jump. No sound effects. That's cool. Oh, this must be a proof of concept video. Or not. What is this? We get some like old commercials. Oh, god damn it. No, that's the beginning of the game. I don't want that. Okay, whatever. So anyway, Shadow Man, based off of a comic book. Also from the 90s, except... Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. I don't like it whispering in my ear like that. Except that they didn't base it off the original guy for whatever reason. They made their own Shadow Man. The original guy's dead somehow. The original guy is something Knight. I don't remember. He's very similar to Nightman.
Oh,
Except
yeah?
he's black and Nightman is white. But they have the same job. They're both jazz saxophonists. I forgot what they played. Almost the exact same. It's really weird. Two completely unrelated characters. One's in San Francisco and one, Shadow Man is in New Orleans, I think. Which makes more sense. Very, very, very similar. Very long hair, played the saxophone. Nightman's a trip. You should watch that show. It's on Tubi. That's a hell of a show.
Yeah.
I tell you what money they didn't have for everything else in the show, they spent on the music. Because the music is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
The music's incredible. It's so weird. Because everything else is not. But the music's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you might notice some parallels to Nightman. That they're both called Shadow Man. They even have similar costumes.
The 9th of November, 1888. By my deeds am I known, and I am known as Jack. Spring-heeled Jack. Jack the Ripper. By my deeds am I known, and they are truly bloody. I took
He
them
killed
all
like
to my
4
heart.
people. Oh, come on, guy.
Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes,
Okay, 5 people.
Mary Kelly, and loved them, truly loved them all. But the immortal power I sought within the sordid confines of their bodies, the still beating organ of the soul, was not to be found. The ritual of the knife was to no avail. I am bereft, and must therefore perform that bloody ritual upon myself.
Stay your hand, Jack, and listen to what I have to say.
How did you find this place? Who are you?
My name is Legion, for we are many. The immortal power that you seek does exist. It does indeed lie within the soul, but only within certain ones, certain dark souls.
My God!
Dark Souls.
What are you that you can produce such things from thin air?
Merely an explorer, much like yourself.
What is it that you want from me?
Dude, he called
You are
himself
an
Legion.
architect by
Do
trade,
you not
are
know?
you not?
Oh,
I
wait.
am?
Then I would have you build a cathedral to pain. A place where you and I and others like us may
Speaks
join
in echoes.
together.
He's obviously a
place
demon.
of asylum for all of the unique and misunderstood individuals
He has fangs.
who follow you as the time of Armageddon approaches. And at the heart of Asylum, we shall construct a great dark engine powered by souls of equal hue. And we shall harness their power to create an immortal army to punish and cleanse this pathetic world.
And where might I build this cathedral of yours?
Across the veil, in the darkness, amongst the restless spirits of those who have passed beyond, in the place known as Deadside.
Then, if I am to join you, I must die.
It is prophecy. We cannot fail, for we are many.
For we are many.
Amen to that.
Jack the Ripper apparently wasn't the brightest dude in the world. 'Cause he's stupid.
You mean in like real life or in the
We don't
game?
know who he was in real life, but that guy was an idiot. Who are you, dude with fangs, speaks in echoes, calls himself Legion from the Bible? Well, I don't
Oh,
know.
hello.
Maybe a demon? His face is covered in blood.
What the fuck?
So the villains of this game are based on serial killers.
There's a darkness coming.
What's the problem,
I mean,
Magneta?
obviously.
I had a dream,
Jack
Shadow
the
Man.
Ripper.
A real bad dream. A dead side dream. The 5 are here. The heralds of the apocalypse. Deacon's file confirms everything I feared. The end's coming, Shadow Man. An ancient prophecy tells of the return of a great evil to Deadside. A terrible force gathering dark souls to its darker heart and using their power to cross over into this world and bring about apocalypse.
I must stop this evil from bringing about the end of all things.
Only you can do it, Shadow Man. You are the walker between the worlds. I can't go Deadside, and Jaunty's next to useless in both worlds. You are the only one who can do anything about this.
As it ever was.
But you ain't never confronted anything like this evil. It's so pure, not even the ancient protectors of the Dark Souls could destroy it. They could only banish it from Deadside. They knew it'd come back one day. Hence the prophecy telling of its return. The power of the ancients is all but gone now, and the Dark Souls that evil desires lie unprotected. What you gotta do, Shadow Man, is to go Deadside and recover the Dark Souls.
Why don't you
Take
got
them
any
into your
covers
own
on that bed?
protection before evil
Your
guides
shoes are
them
still
to
on.
its terrible heart.
Okay, so let me get this straight. If I don't recover these dark souls, then the world's gonna end. Am I right?
You got it.
Shit.
Look, I gotta go.
Me too.
I've got a lot to do. Take Deacon's file and meet me at dawn at the church on the hill. I've kept your stuff safe for you.
I hate this shit. Just a pawn in Nettie's master
Gator.
plan. She moves me in mysterious ways, and brother, sometimes she really does move me. Can't do nothing about it since, nice
about
as you
sex.
please, she knitted my ribs into the mask of shadows. I got nothing left anyways. It's my fault Luke's dead, and Mom and Pop too. I deserve everything I get. Every bad thing that comes my way. Can't live, can't die, Deadside's the perfect hood for me. A nowhere place. The
Navigator.
asshole of the universe.
Okay.
Fish. So Grimbeard has a great video about this game and its lore and all the crazy bullshit that is oddly
Where the
enough
hell is that
very,
church?
very complex. There's just a lot of it. But Deadside is a place where everybody goes, regardless of who they were or what they did. Which is kind of depressing because it looks like hell, so everybody goes to hell. But they don't really explore it. Like, obviously people can live there, but they just don't, like, say anything. You don't see a lot of that. Obviously there's more to it. What makes it confusing is that that guy calls himself Legion, as in from
Yeah.
the Bible, you know. Legion. The demon, well, the many demons that Jesus cast out of that guy.
Yeah.
Which makes that really confusing, because what the hell's going on there?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't really know much about religion.
Obviously
but
Jack the Ripper didn't either.
Yeah, that was weird.
Stupid birds.
Burbs.
Think I'm cowbirds.
Cowburbs.
Yeah, cowbirds. But yeah, so he's like the protector of Deadside somehow.
Oh, a dog.
Huh?
Oh, fuck that dog. It's he's very different than the other guy. The saxophone playing cool dude. I believe Michael Lawal used to be a hitman, but doesn't remember being a hitman. It's weird.
Oh, there's... Oh,
Hold on, how do I? What are my controls?
I thought that was a chicken for a second.
Oh, it might be. Might be chicken out in here.
No.
Prairie chicken.
No, the hearts.
Gotta do some aerobics. Not
You know,
aerobics. Gymnastics. Whatever.
Like the animal. Like the heart, it looked like a chicken for a second, and I was like, what? Why are there
What
chickens
weird ass
walking
chickens are you looking at?
No, I thought it was like, you know, the thingies at the top? I thought that was like, you know, how chickens have those weird things on their head.
You're looking at some fucked up chickens.
No! No, like
Ain't no
the
chickens
animal walking around. All the dogs.
They're upset.
Well, I thought there was chickens because there's the other
That's a
birds.
fire hazard.
Nettie?
All the candles.
Hey there, Mike. Glad you could make it.
How could I refuse your offer? How could I ever refuse you?
I have a
Agneta?
mural.
You can't. I'm simply irresistible.
There's a mural of me in
I
this
hope you read
church.
the file I gave you and read it real well. Between the lines, you'll find the signs.
You got my stuff?
Come on in, honey.
You know, on the way over here, I got to thinking about these dark souls. If they're so damn dangerous, why didn't the ancients just destroy them?
Because that's impossible. Their power is their immortality. If evil ever manages to implant these immortal souls into its monstrous slaves, can you imagine the carnage an immortal, unbeatable army would bring to the earth? That's Apocalypse, Shadowman. That's the end.
Okay,
Looks one of them chickens.
So I really got to get to the dark souls
Oh my
before the bad
goodness.
guy. I understand
couldn't
that,
see it
but
all the
where
way.
do I
I thought
find
it
them?
was
Apparently you couldn't see it
Gobi.
all.
I thought it
Each
was just
Gobi
like
has
a
been
chicken
sealed
walking
by the
around.
most powerful voodoo.
Not like the food.
Not even the
Not like the
greatest
food.
Bokor or Mambo can open them to release the dark soul within. Believe me, I've tried. But a Shadowman, or something even more powerful, just might be able to do it. Release the dark soul and take it into yourself. But be warned, the dark souls are a pure and ancient evil and possess a power that should not be abused.
Okay. Let's just get this thing over with. You got my stuff?
Right here.
So stiff.
Jesus, Luke. He's alive. Alive and in pain. I gotta help him.
He's dead, Mike. You know that.
Damn.
I know, but I saw.
It's understandable that you still have strong feelings for your brother.
Yeah, that was
That's
weird.
why
Yeah,
the
I'll
bear
give
works
you that.
for you.
It's
Connecting you to Deadside. Use it now, Mike. Go Deadside and find Jonty. He's waiting for you at the Marrow Gates. He's got something to show you.
Okay.
And Mike,
Yeah?
if you need me, I'll be here. Now, go see Jaunty and get
I like
Dark
Jaunty.
Souls.
Jaunty is a character that looks.
Wow.
The way he looks and the setting that he's in, we're like in this weird voodoo underworld.
Mm-hmm.
When he speaks, he does not sound like anything like you would
Mike,
think
use
he
the
would
bed.
sound.
Go dead side.
Shut up, woman. Doing stuff.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you, but this scene right here is really beautiful.
Shit.
Like the altar and stuff.
the-
It's very beautiful. It's a cool design.
Thank you. Weird. What? But how?
What were you saying?
I don't remember. You cut me off.
Sorry.
What I was actually, you didn't cut me off. I completed that thought, and then you acted like you interrupted me.
Oh,
We're both still. Well, I'm mostly past the sickness, but Scarlett's not.
no.
We
I'm
got
in
this
the middle
mystery
of it.
flu, and we're not doing too well. But we're really, really, really bored. So I figured let's just record some shit while we have the energy to, before the pain sets in. But what I was saying is Jaunty is a character who's, by his design and his location, because you'll see him here in a second, looks like he would sound one way and sounds completely different. And I like Jaunty. You're about to see him.
I am the Lord of Deadside, shadowborn at the confluence of worlds to walk between. Lifeside is without the meaning that my partly living possesses here in Deadside,
Ow.
where the darkness is manifest at the edges of reason. As a god, I step forth upon the
There he is, there's Jaunty.
suppurating surface of the Deadside
He's a snake.
serpent. What
With a
sleep
hat.
is here?
Oh,
What
yeah.
dreams there are in the unctuous coilings of the snake's mortal shuffling. Weapon in my hand, the arcing death blow at the end of all things. The horror, I embrace it.
His lips are moving, so he's talking to himself.
I mean, me too.
Nope, shit. Ah!
You
Get
don't
away.
ever talk to
Grody.
yourself?
Stranger danger. Ooh, I don't like that at all.
What?
Did not know there was lock on. But I'm not a fan of their lock on button. Hold on. I gotta figure out my controls here. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can't die, so I'm not sure what I do to them. But if I don't kill them, they'll keep fucking with me, so. So let's turn up the brightness. Why is my brightness at 0? Okay, let's 1. See how 1 looks. Better. Or better for me. I don't know how it looks on the capture. I suppose we'll find out later.
Michael, over here.
There you go. There's my Irish
Hello there,
voodoo
Michael.
snake.
How's
He's
that treating
Irish.
you?
Jaunty, kindly refer to me as Shadow Man. Michael Leroy has no place here in Deadside.
Whatever, Mick. It's good to see you again. Seems like simply ages since I last set me
I
eyes
told
on your
you,
happy,
it does not
smiling
sound
mug.
like you think
The
he would.
feeling's mutual.
I suppose you've been away dallying with the old battle axe, giving her one with some of that righteous voodoo so she can stay forever young.
Something like that.
She's been filling your head with her fated pillow talk again.
Oh yeah, he sleeps with her so
Doomsday
she
in
can
an
stay
army
young.
biddy Until you're drunk
It's
with
weird.
this stuff.
She did happen to
Interesting.
mention a certain
Interesting
prophetic
powers.
dream she's been having.
Did she now? Well, for once I think
Sucks
the
the
owl
life
rich
from
might
him.
be right. See that bloody
Oh,
big
yeah.
black tower yonder?
How could
Their
I miss it?
DSLs.
Well, old Bruegel, the medieval painter blokey, was just telling me the other day that he thought it looked remarkably like a picture he once did.
Ew,
Is that
Kobe.
Peter Bruegel?
No, Seamus, his distant Irish cousin. Anyways, he was quite shocked, so he was, at the terrible mess that bloody thing's making. Appearing out of nowhere and tearing its way through the place like there's no tomorrow. which, given what Nettie's saying, might not be too far from the truth.
Any idea what's going on in there?
Nope, and I shan't be knocking on the front door to find out neither. All I'll say is, if there's something wicked heading this way, it'll be coming from in there.
Nettie mentioned the Dark Souls. Can you tell me any more about them?
Nope.
I'm afraid I'll have to reply in the negative again, Michael. Suffice it to say, Nettie's told me that they're bloody powerful, well nigh indestructible, and shouldn't fall into the wrong hands.
Any idea where they might be?
What am I, a Dark Soul travel guide now? I suppose you could try all of the ancient sacred places down amongst the Whalers and Shiverers. I just hope that none of them souls have ended up in that filthy big black tower.
From what Nettie was saying, some of them already have, which is all the more reason for me to be pushing on. Open the gates, Jaunty.
Places to go, people to see, eh, Michael?
Just open the gates, Jaunty.
Did I ever tell you about the time me and Attila the Hun were playing skittles with the guillotine heads of the French aristocracy?
Jaunty.
All right, keep your bloody hair on. Which, looking at your shining bonds, may prove to be rather difficult.
Damn.
Open sesame! And if you be wanting to pop by and chat a while, I'll still be here. It's just a shame we can't share a drop of the hard stuff together by a roaring peat fire.
I don't drink with snakes.
Damn.
I remember there being music, so maybe you turn the music too low. Or not. Okay, I guess there was no music. Alright, cool. So, everybody goes here, but what I don't understand is, like, why is it so shitty? Like, why are the rivers blood and shit? Like, why? Someone installed lights. They couldn't have installed, you know, not Blood River?
This is the dead side, the wasteland, the nothing beyond the bone-packed gates. Here Luke, my dear lost brother, wanders alone amidst the aimless ranks of those who cannot die. He still, with the ache for death I too may discover within my blighted heart. Here, the true darkness at the heart of all things is made real. What we see in death's dominion is as void as a dead man's gaze, as cold as the light from a dying star.
So, oh, there's the music. So, in the comics, when they first got made, with the original Shadow Man, I don't know if they ever went to Dead Side. I don't know if you saw much of it. But when they did the game, because Acclaim got the rights, they wanted to reinvent it, and they were already working on another game where you were like a cop turned demon hunter, and then they were like, let's do a Shadow Man game instead, and they were like, all right, whatever. So they did. So they got, I believe it was Grant Morrison, to do a run of these new comics and help develop the story. Or I think he did like one issue just to give them a basis.
Yeah.
And Grant Morrison, I think it was Grant Morrison. Was it Grant? It's the same guy that did Preacher. Or, no. Garth Ennis. I think. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I don't know why I get them mixed up. They're two very different people. Where... One second, because it's going to bother the show. Yeah, Garth Ennis. So they get Garth Ennis to do this. And Garth Ennis is known for being very, very, very edgy. Really edgy. He's written some great stuff, but sometimes it's just like you think you're reading a 13-year-old's like story journal. Like
Copy pastas.
just like it's violent to the point to where it doesn't make sense anymore.
Oh yeah.
I thought I could charge this up. Or it's just like violence for violence sake. It's not like scary anymore. It's just like, wow, okay, we get it. We get it,
gore
Hot
porn.
Topic kid. So some of his shit is like that. He did Preacher. He did The Boys, which the show is so much better than his comics. Like, holy shit. The show might as well not even be, like, even associated with the comics, because the show is so much better. But, Crossed, what was the other big one? Punisher Max. He did a very, very famous run of the Punisher. A very violent run of the Punisher. But his thing is all about pushing the envelope, even when it doesn't need to be pushed. And sometimes he doesn't know his own boundaries, and he upsets a lot of people just because he does shit that shouldn't, like, there's no purpose for a lot of it sometimes. It's like, oh, wow, you're doing this just to do it. That's not really that... You're not saying something grand. You're just kind of being stupid. Like, it's...
Yeah.
We're tired of it. Sometimes he uses his violence and his darkness to be very, you know, there's a point. It's poignant. It has an effect. And then sometimes it's just like, okay, wow, we're reading Sexual Assault the book, aren't we? Oh, that's cool. I guess we'll just... okay, it's getting worse. Oh, wow, that's great. That's Crossed, by the way. That's what Crossed is. It's about a disease that makes people do the worst things they can think of.
Mm-hmm.
And that is literally, like, all that book is. You want to see all the horrible ways someone can be essayed? That's how that happened. That's what that book is. And it's like, someone paid you money to do this, didn't they? And I'm one that is a little bit edgy, and I like a lot of some of what he does, and I like that idea because when you push the envelope, you can usually do it to say something.
Yeah.
To make a point. About the, you know, art is a reflection of life, and, you know, the horribleness that we go in, but there has to be a point to it.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to articulate because fever, but there's a point to it. And a lot of stuff, he just got to a point where it felt like people were he figured out that people were buying his books because they were so violent and stuff, and he was like, if they want violence, I'll give them violence, and he was just writing what people wanted him to write. And it's just like, okay, it like I said, it feels like a 13-year-old's journal. It's just like, there's no substance here. There's not, why bother?
Yeah.
But some of his stuff is great. So when he does Shadow Man, he's, of course, you can see the edgy 90s-ness of it, but he's also an atheist, a raging atheist, anti-theist. And when they did Deadside, he had his way with it, which is why you get this purgatory, well, more like hell, that everybody goes to when they die, regardless of who they were, what they did. There is no forgiveness. There is no, you know... And it's like, wow, you're a nihilist. You're really depressing. And it's like, what's the point of Deadside being like this? And there is no point. And that's what kind of bugs me about Deadside. I think it's an interesting view of the afterlife.
I always know someone that Eddie knows.
But I don't think it has much of a point other than being interesting. Oh, this is the prophecy. Oh, Jesus. I don't remember if this was put in the remaster because the original game didn't tell you a lot of shit. Centuries pass by the time you read this. No, it's blah, 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 blah. This is from Jack the Ripper. Or no. Maxim St. James. I thought it was Jack the Ripper. Oh, yeah, it's the prophecy about Shadow Man. About how the man of shadows, she has a dream, someone's trying to get the Dark Souls, Legion's trying to get the Dark Souls, and then Shadow Man will ultimately fail, and Legion will become all-powerful and destroy the world. So it's kind of tells us that we should just stop, because if we keep doing this, we're going to lead to Legion winning. But, we don't see it in the game. We don't see, like... I mean, these people are alive. They can't die. So why aren't there towns? And like, why is everything made of skin and shit? That doesn't have to be that way. Why is it? And they never really go into it. Jaunty is a snake. Now there's like a voodoo thing because of that. But like, how come certain people get to do certain things while other people just get to wander aimlessly and be miserable for eternity? Like, that's awful. Why? But Jaunty gets to be an Irish snake. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, why not do something like Darkseid? Or not Darkseid. What was that? Darkbreed. Is that what that movie was called? Nightbreed. Nightbreed. Where Clive Barker shows you this kind of fucked up, this fucked up world these people are living in. But you realize that it's only fucked up, one, because of the conditions they're put in, and two, because you don't understand it. They're not actually fucked up. They're just different.
Yeah.
They're not hurting anyone. Well, that one gets weird because some of them are hurting people. His message gets a little confused.
Great.
But they're not supposed to be hurting people. And it's like, but they have their own society and things, and of course it's supposed to be about, being in the closet and finding a community among peers, and even ones you probably shouldn't be around, but you all have a common, what do you call it? Common
Interest?
I wouldn't say interest, because their oppression is common, but it's a common shit. There's a word there. Whatever. It's lost in the fever. But because Clive Barker, very, very, very gay,
Unsalvaged souls
was making
that
a
drift
story
beyond
about
the
that.
narrow gates for an eternity of waiting. This infinite limbo, this wasteland, this untamed, unnatural afterbirth I command with my endless darkness. What
So
ineffable
edgy.
secrets are
Yeah.
whispered within the paths of shadow? What red-edge realities rising bleak above the blasted skyline? Deadwing, Duppy, Zombie Mother. This voodoo lord outlasts
One of
them
those
all.
seems a little weird. But shit, that movie's weird. But like Nightbreed is about them all coming to terms with who they are and making a society, and they just want to live and let live. They don't want to hurt anybody. They just want to be able to like survive and be left alone and have community. And then the end of that movie is a 30-minute shootout between the very conservative sheriff in Canada. It's always a weird thing about that movie. It's all in Canada.
Yeah.
What do I do here? I gotta... whatever. And, like, I think you could do something really cool with this idea of this underworld. Everybody goes here, no matter what. And it's all kind of fucked up, but it's just fucked up because that's what it looks like. And then, what do the people who live here, the beings that live here, how do they navigate that? That's a cool concept. A concept they have no interest in
Yeah.
in talking about. Well, the guys who made the game may have, but they only got one other shot at making this game. You could only do so much back then. It ain't like it is today. They did make a sequel. You got Second Coming, which is very different. He also looks very different. He apparently grows a foot and is built like an NFL linebacker in the second game.
Damn.
For some reason. That's weird. Take that, fish. Shadow Man, jump, please. Shadow Man, can you jump? Shadow Man, please. There we go. Thank you. Because there's a reason I wanted to go over here. Okay, apparently that reason was nothing. Oh my god, this camera is pissing me off. Ooh, I remember now. One of the reasons this game is very long is it does not tell you where to go. You just gotta figure it out. You have an objective, but why does that look so pretty? I just stare at that for hours. Whatever. You have an objective, you just don't know how to accomplish that objective. Or where to find it. And I have not played far enough into this game to know. I've only gotten to the Pain Castle, or whatever the hell it is that
The asylum thing.
Jack the Ripper built. I haven't seen a single boss fight. I haven't seen any of the other killers, but I know that, so Jack the Ripper's the only named one. I mean, they all have names in the story, but, he is based off of Jack the Ripper, because no shit. The other guys are, fictionalized versions of other killers, including one who was active at the time this game was being made.
Damn.
They think. They're not 100% sure. That Grimbeard talks about that in his video. Because the guy, he's either completely made up and it's a coincidence, or they based him on this guy because the way he killed these people was so similar. He's the disco killer.
Disco killer.
Yeah, it's weird.
This sounds like something from the 80s.
Well, disco would be the 70s, so that would be weird if it was in the 80s.
Oh my goodness, Colby.
Yes, I know, Scarlet. You're stupid.
Just let me live my 80s dreams, okay?
Well, you're not having 80s dreams. Those are 70s dreams.
Damn it.
See, they would like to blame it on the fever, but no, that's just them. They're just dumb.
Oh, okay.
That's funny. I'd like to give you a hard time. It's fun.
Yeah, you do.
But we're playing Shadow Man. You wanted to play Shadow Man for so long. Let me kill this thing. Because this exists here. Why? Who knows? Is it a person? No. I'm not interested in telling you. You know, it's a really, really cool idea that they do explore, and I wish they explored more.
What?
Dark City.
Bugs.
I will never stop talking about Dark City. Dark City is so good.
The movie?
What other Dark City would I be talking about?
I don't know.
Yes, the movie. The movie called Dark City.
Yeah, that movie is really good.
Ah. I don't think I can make that jump without dying.
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm not lava-proof yet. So I gotta get the Dark Souls.
Bruh.
I got fire. That means I can feel cold, I would think.
It could be for
or-
decoration, you never know.
Or they're eating something. But this game is very, very fucked up. There's a lot of crazy imagery that we get to later.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So if you like that kind of thing,
I mean,
be prepared, because it's coming.
it's very stylish. Like, it's a very nice... Or not nice, but it looks cool.
It's like, this is Skin. We're on Skin.
Yeah. Very Silent Hill.
Why? Why are we on Skin? Shut up, Garth Ennis said. I don't make art to ask questions.
Yeah, I mean...
It's so weird that he's like that, because he has made some incredibly poignant shit. And he is just not interested. I don't like Preacher. I like some of the ideas. I don't like the other ones. It's all so angry and mocking, and I get that, and that works for some people. I understand why they would gravitate towards it because of religious trauma, but I also don't think it's helping and I don't think it's helping. I think it can be interesting, but I don't know. I see it more as an outlet than anything, and that's totally fine and valid, and it tells some fun stories. Oh, getting some weird shit. The hell? Okay. But like, the sacrilege doesn't bother me. The blasphemy doesn't bother me. Who gives a shit, right? If they don't believe in it, then it doesn't mean anything to them. So of course they're not gonna see it as a.
Yeah.
What do I do here? Stunt on it. Nope, that didn't work. I don't know what I'll do here. I died. Great.
Damn. You died.
But it's like
Shit.
a lot of that religious fiction causes so many misconceptions. Like all of our misconceptions about hell and the devil and demons and all that shit that comes from. Well, granted, those comes from people who weren't mad, but were just trying to make their own stories.
Yeah.
Oh god, I don't like the way
What the
that looks.
fuck?
Ah.
Ooh.
Like Paradise Lost is the reason people think that the devil is in charge of hell and is like the king of hell. That and Dante's Inferno.
Oh, yeah.
And while they have misconceptions about other things, including other religions, is the same fucking book. Oh god damn it.
Damn. You died.
Controls are weird.
Unbelievable.
Shut up, Shadow Man. Don't mock me. I kill these things, so stop throwing up on me. Alright, this is annoying. I'll just go back over here across the skin bridge.
Yeah.
But, with certain things, it's like, I get that it's a way to process the trauma and people like it, but I don't like watching it because god damn it. Stupid fucking game.
Whoops.
Is it, not that it's insulting to me, but I can feel that anger, and I don't feel any healing. Like there's not more to it. That, and then you get people who don't know what they're talking about, who were taught by people who also didn't know what they were talking about, and that's one of the reasons they got screwed up. Then, for whatever reason, taking things from this show that's a work of fiction and is obviously based on shit that isn't real. I don't mean not real, like religion's not real, no, because I'm a Christian and a practicer and also a minister. Not practicing minister, though. Haven't gotten there yet. But I am legally. Need to get married? I'm your guy. Funeral? I can do that too.
Oh, yeah.
I can baptize. Okay, the baptizing
Damn.
thing's weird because I didn't know you had to be like ordained to do that. But whatever, I can do that too.
I thought you did.
That hey, nothing in the stuff that says you had to. But anyway,
I mean, I don't know.
but like I mean, like not real as in it's made up in that
Damn.
in that
spikes.
book, like in Preacher. It's like it's making up its own mythology, and people will take that
Shit, that's
and
hot.
think that that's like based off of Christianity or Judaism or Islam or whatever it's taking from at that moment. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. That's weird. And there's just certain sacrilegious things that bother me. That's one of them. The series Lucifer, I've never liked.
Oh, the British guy?
I do not like. I understand what they're doing, and I can understand the appeal. I don't
Damn.
like showing the
died.
devil as someone who was misunderstood or someone that just wants a hug or something like. He is the devil. He
Yeah.
like, even in the text, even in the apocryphal stuff, in the extended universe, like, he is a bad guy. He knew what he was doing. He hates people. Like, he actively hates people. Like, he didn't get screwed over. Like, there's a lot of people in the Bible you could you could make the argument for that God kind of screwed them over, or that God put them in a bad place, or that God wasn't clear. There's also people that God actively hardens their heart in the Old Testament. Not the devil. No, the most beautiful of all angels, of all creation. He was the biggest, the best, the prettiest. He got everything. And it wasn't enough. And he got chance after chance after chance and still squandered it. Like, I don't, just like on a villain level, I don't like trying to humanize something that's not human is also weird.
Yeah.
But he doesn't need redemption from writers. And if you want to give him redemption, actually redeem him. Don't make him this whatever the fuck it is. That, and there's some other weird things about Lucifer's that whole show's apparently, and this is not just in this show, this is a weird belief in a lot of places. You won't go to hell if you don't regret what you've done. So if you believe that what you did was right, God won't judge you and send you to hell. So there's a lot wrong with that.
Whoops.
One, what? You think Hitler regretted doing what he did? I don't think he did. Because he had a lot of time to not do it.
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden, don't think he had a lot of regrets. I think he regret not killing more. Like, there's a lot of serial killers didn't regret at all. John Wayne Gacy, one of the most unrepentant motherfuckers on planet Earth.
Got it.
Ooh, how do I get over there?
Oh no.
So that's telling you right there that even though they did these horrible things, they're not going to hell because they didn't regret what they did. A lot of rapists don't regret. That's a weird thing to think. That only people who regret. No, the whole reason for a place of punishment is to punish you. Whether you regret it or not, we're going to make you regret it. That's the point. Now, I'm not talking about what I believe. I'm talking about the whole reason for hell and how that makes no sense. Hell, not in the Bible, really. The place that Jesus talks about is a real place. It exists. You can go visit it. Sheol. It's like a magma or I guess it'd be lava if it's above ground. Overflow. You can go look at it. It's where
in real life?
It's a real place.
Or like...
It is a real place.
Like a place you could just
You could go there. You could buy a plane ticket.
Damn.
I don't suggest going there. It's where they would dump all their garbage and burn it. It's also where there are a bunch of leper colonies.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
It's a real place.
Yeah.
So when he talked about sending people there, he was talking about it literally. As in a real place, because they knew what he was talking about.
I knew. Okay, so this is just my thoughts in here. Is that I grew up Catholic.
God damn it!
I don't really necessarily believe in anything, really. I mean, but I'm also not like against religion. Like, I don't judge people who do believe in religion. I don't do any of that. I could see how religion can be beneficial to people. It's just my experience in the Catholic Church, growing up in that environment, was just not great for me.
The Dark Souls are mine.
The Dark Souls.
Okay.
But like that whole weird concept of I didn't regret a thing I did, so I'm not going to hell. Why would that matter?
Yeah, that doesn't really make
One, what's going to stop you from getting there, and the general belief. It's not biblical, but the general belief. Because biblically there isn't really a hell. And in terms of going to heaven, that's up for debate.
Oh, yeah?
That's a Christianity is not as cut and dry as a lot of people like to think it is in some respects. In some respects it is, and people take it in weird places. But in
Yeah.
terms of the afterlife, it's kind of wishy-washy.
So, is there an afterlife in the Christian?
So to answer that question, you have to answer a bunch of other questions. Is there an afterlife in Judaism? For the longest time, no. Then they decided they didn't like that, and were like, no, we should do one of those. And they did it. Christianity's always had one, kind of.
Yeah.
The question is whether you go there if you die. So, the big question is, do you go there immediately when you die, and do you and what came before? Because there's Abraham's bosom, and there's paradise, and there's this other places where people were resting. There's a resting place, but we don't know if it was like an active afterlife or what. Jesus mentions freeing the prisoners. There's a lot of some shit there that's a lot of what's going on, and we don't know. In terms of hell, not a whole lot of biblical basis, at least not for an eternal punishment at all. Not for people anyway. You get a lot of anecdotal stuff. You get a lot of people making like gestures and trying to do like making big speeches and trying to get people to understand certain points and using hell as a concept. But biblically speaking, hell doesn't exist. Not for people.
What do you mean, not for people?
So there's the devil and the angels that followed him. Which that in itself is kind of murky because the Bible only highlights that a few times and
I was
really
about to
mostly
say-
only in the book of Revelation.
There were more angels that followed him?
There's a third of all the angels fell with him.
Damn.
And we also don't know if that is... So, book of Revelation, weird. Because some people see it as prophecy of what's to come. Some people see it as a prophecy of something that already has passed. And then some people, or some actually theologians, biblical scholars, see it as it was most likely written about what was happening already because of the Roman Empire and Nero and the mass persecution of Christians at the time. Nero was most 100% probably the Antichrist who he was talking about. So he might have been talking about something that was actively going on. It's just really hard to figure out what he's talking about because John, which is not the same John that wrote the books of John. It's a different John. We know that.
Damn.
That gets confusing. It gets very confusing. There's a lot of people with the same name. There's like 4 different Judases. One of whom is Jesus' brother. One of Jesus' many siblings. Yet
Oh,
the
yeah?
Catholic Church will tell you he doesn't have any siblings.
I didn't
And
know
that
he
Mary
had siblings.
never had any kids. Despite 2 of Jesus' brothers having books in the Bible.
Damn.
James and Jude.
They
have their
all
own
have
books.
J names.
A Jude, by the way, is Judas. Is the other Judas. There's another... Judas, apparently a very popular name.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 disciples named Judas. There's Iscariot, the guy who betrayed Jesus, and then another Judas, who may have been Jesus' brother. It's hard. It gets hard because they had very similar names to figure out who is who. We know Judas Iscariot is Judas Iscariot because he's one of the few people to have a last name.
Interesting.
The other confusing part is when the Greeks took over, you had a Jewish name or Hebrew name and a Greek name, which is why you get Simon Peter and stuff like that. That, and you have translations.
Oh.
Translation issues, which is why his name is Jesus instead of Joshua, which is what his name would have been. It would have read like Yeshua, but which translates to Joshua. because there's other Joshuas in the Bible. I don't think I can make that jump, but it's confusing. It's just confusing. There's, it's also very hard when your brain's not wanting to work.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the multiple Judases. But yes, so the Catholic Church will say that Mary was a virgin forever. They call it perpetual virginity, which is nowhere in the Bible. That is something that was developed afterward.
Oh.
They also think Mary
assume.
came back, like back from the dead.
When? I have.
You tell me, man.
She resurrected?
Yep.
How?
Only for a little bit.
How did?
Also, it was a recent thing. Like, last 100 or so years. It was 1800s, I think. A lot of weird. There's a reason why a lot of the Protestants don't like the Catholics, and it's all the dogma shit. The Catholic Church, they are Christians. I'm not going to say they're not. That's stupid. They are Christians.
Yeah.
But the dogma that got formed could not be more different than Christianity. It just, they formed kind of their own, like, sub-religion within their religion. You can be a Catholic surface level and not get into any of that. But the dogma shit is weird. Very weird and very against the, like, in my view, very against God. It's not godly. It's very weird. It's idolistic.
Yeah.
They do things that the Bible specifically says not to do.
Yeah.
Like it is, like the old Jewish culture is against it, and then the early Christian culture was against it. Which, you know, like keeping parts of people's bodies, that's not okay.
Wait,
like,
when did they do that?
You don't know of the relics? Right now, you can go visit and see parts of people's skin.
Oh, like in Catholic Church,
Yes.
where they like
Yes.
put people up in like displays and stuff.
So, like,
yeah.
they still have bits of the saints, and they think these things are holy.
Yeah.
The Bible will tell you that that's, one, they're not holy, and two,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Because people forget Christianity didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
Christianity is an offshoot of Judaism.
Yeah.
So we follow a different set of rules, a lot of how we treat the dead is very similar. And our respect for the dead is similar. Though there are different, depending on how far you get.
Yeah.
In terms of how we respect the dead. But it's,
Yeah.
when you're dead, that's just a shell. You are dead. Now, you're supposed to respect it. You're supposed to, like, you bury it and you do all that because that's for the people. But that person's not there anymore. However, just because you were a good dude in the church does not mean that your body has any power. It's not magic. That's so weird.
Yeah.
But they keep body parts of some of these people. That's not biblical.
Yeah,
That's
there's a lot
weird.
Sorry to cut you off, but there's a lot of Catholic churches where they'll keep the bodies of saints or the heads of saints. Like, they will decapitate their saints after they're dead, and they will keep them in a display or a box somewhere, usually an altar or something like that. They do this thing where they will preserve bodies, not just saints. Sometimes it just depends on the person. Well, they'll preserve the bodies to the point where the person looks like they're just sleeping. Like, it doesn't look like they're dead.
The preservation of bodies isn't exactly a bad thing. I'm not against that.
No.
But keeping someone's finger in a glass case and saying it's holy is weird. That's
a little bit, but
that's weird by itself. And then within the religion itself is also weird. That's not right. There's no. When it comes to things that Jesus touched, I understand in part why somebody could make the connection. This thing would be holy or have some kind of weird magical power. It's not biblical, and it doesn't make sense within the religion, but I can understand how they make that leap of anything that he touched, because there's scripture where someone touched his clothes and they got healed and blah blah blah. But what people make weird logical leaps in that, because in that story, he was passing by and a woman reached out to touch him and grabbed his cloak and got healed. And he said, "Who touched me? My power went out." Blah blah. She didn't sneak into his house and like start like getting his clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. She touched something that was attached to him, and the power went out because she needed to be healed, and she believed that if she was healed, it would come. And it's all about faith and yada yada yada. She didn't go steal his drawers and was like, "Oh, I'm healed now." That's not what happened.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't like take one of his sandals. Like, that's not how that works. That's within the way of, like, the way it's in the Bible. That's not how that works. It's, the power is from God. Like, it has nothing to do with of who wore the clothes or how they were worn or whatever. It's, she touched Jesus. So something that was attached to him. We talk about the Holy Grail, right? And we can give you the power and blah 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 blah. You think that was the only cup he had? You think he held on like this one cup that he decided when he was 4? It's like, this is my juice cup, and like, this is mine. And anyone who drinks that, and it's like, no, he probably had a lot of cups. Probably not too many. But we weren't as disposable then as we are now.
Yeah.
That, and you had to kind of make the cup. But like, also, why stop at his cup? He ate off a plate. They had utensils. Where's Jesus' fork? Like, where's the holy fork? Like, what? Why is that not holy? Why is only this cup? Right? There's also the Eucharist, the Catholic teaching of communion that actually turns into his body and his blood, which is
yeah, I was about to bring that up. Yeah.
That is not anywhere in the Bible. He is making.
Well,
my God, 2,000 years later, and we still don't understand metaphor. Like, it's a metaphor.
yeah.
It is a metaphor. It doesn't. They believe when you drink it, it actually turns into his blood. Not all Catholics, but that is the church's teaching.
I was about to say, I don't think my church actually believed that.
But that is the church's teaching.
Oh.
That is the church's teaching. Which, by the way, could change tomorrow if Francis decided it. For the longest time, they believed in both limbo and purgatory.
Yeah.
And then Pope Francis said, "Nah, it's a bunch of bullshit," and
Well,
got rid
as
of
a
it
kid,
without
I believed in
answering.
that.
He got rid of it and kind of left and like dipped without answering a very important question.
Okay, so side note. I don't know how much you know about the Vatican, but I've heard that there's like
Probably more than you.
creepy stuff in there.
It's an old building.
Well, yeah, but like,
Well, old city-state. Why am I getting fucking murdered? I hate this game.
well, apparently there's this creepy
Where's the map?
statue of Jesus.
There's a lot of creepy statues of Jesus. It's a
Like-
statue of a dude being crucified. It's
Well, yeah, but I don't think he was being crucified on this statue. There's something
Probably.
else going
That's-
on.
most of his depictions are. What is this? Am I looking at? Switzerland. I don't know why, but I was scrolling through this. I thought I saw Texas somewhere, and I was like, "What happened in Texas?
Damn.
I need to know. Is the Shadow Man here?" Thought he was banned. Oh, yep.
Oh,
That's a person rug.
that is a person. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty shit in this game. But like, a lot of weird Catholic shit.
Yeah.
Is there not a map? I thought there was a map. Cause I would like to look at the map so I can know where the hell I am. Actually,
Yeah, growing up in a Catholic church is just, it's definitely different. Because I went to
is
a
Shadow Man
Catholic-
different?
No, I don't think so. But like, it's definitely.
I've found and taken a dark soul, Nettie. Its power is real strong. I can
It's
feel
like
it
real
surging
strong.
through me. How many should I take?
It is said that the dark souls numbered 6 score, enough for an entire army. Keep going, Mike. You're doing real good. But
Forgot
remember,
how many score
the
is.
power surging through you is very dark and very pure. Respect it.
20 years? Well, it's been over an hour. Maybe we'll stop the Shadow Man. I don't know why I got deep thoughts with Shadow Man, but apparently that happened.
Well, religion is always a deep
That, and we got
conversation.
fog brain,
Yeah.
flu brain. So that's it. I was only kind of hoping to do like 30, 40 minutes each. We went way overboard.
Damn.
I'm gonna have to get a guide so I can figure out where the hell to go.